first ship is one you know very well, a magnificent ship called the Titanic. It departed Southampton, England, en route to New York on April 10, 1912. And we know that she was lost at sea. It happened on her maiden voyage on a cold, clear night. And from where we are in Maine, it's only about 850 nautical miles from here. But in the course of that one night, the sea claimed the lives of over 1,500 people. Men, women, and children, they died in the frigid waters. What many people don't know was that virtually everyone could have been rescued. It's true, by a nearby ship. The SS Californian was within a very short distance of the Titanic, and her crew actually reported seeing flares being fired from the Titanic. They actually saw her lights, and they reported that something didn't look quite right. Unfortunately, the captain decided the flares were not distress signals, and he returned to his bunk and he slept the night away. In the morning, when the Californian turned on their radio and the crew listened to it, they realized what had happened. And then, with the captain's consent, they sped to the scene. But there was no sign of the Titanic. It was gone. The sea was awash with over 1,500 frozen dead people. Now, can you feel or imagine the angst of the captain, who did not recognize the good he might have done, but instead he slept through the crisis? By the time the captain of the Californian realized what had happened, another ship, now this is ship number 3 in this tale of 3 ships, the Royal Mail steamer, the Carpathia, had already rescued many. Now, the Carpathia had not been in position, but upon becoming aware of and not so easily dismissing news of the plight, the captain of the Carpathia pushed his ship so fast through the night that he even covered the engine gauges so his crew wouldn't realize how dangerously past her safety rating he was pushing the ship. He wanted to reach the Titanic in time if it were at all possible, but due to the distance he had to travel that night, and because he was not advantageously positioned, he was unable to reach everyone in time. Nevertheless, and miraculously, the Carpathia was able to rescue over 500 souls. Let's consider for a moment that these ships are metaphors, that the loss of the Titanic is a metaphor for humanitarian crisis, the storm at hand, if you will. And the Californian is a metaphor for apathy, indifference, ignorance, misunderstanding, lack of vigilance, despite being in perfect position to make the biggest difference of all. The Carpathia is a metaphor for courage, compassion, awareness, and action. The storm warrior is one that believes that it's going to make a difference, to act. Maybe not to help everyone, everywhere, at every time, but what a difference to those we reach. It's worth the boost in engine speed, don't you think? So, Californian or Carpathia? Storm warriors are people who take note of the signal flares because they are intentional about looking for them, and when they see them, they respond. We believe at Storm Warriors that, honestly, everyone wants to be a storm warrior, and everyone can be. What's it going to take for you to get in a lifeboat? Help us, help others. Thank you.